Hello and welcome back to part 2 of triangle inequalities. This time we're talking about angles and sides based on a triangle that definitely does exist. I'm just talking about how big angles are compared to their sides. And to start out with, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a visual with my hands. And what I want to do is to create an angle at my wrists right here. So as you can see, I've made an angle. And I can make this angle bigger and I can make this angle smaller over and over again. So I'm just changing how big the angle is right here. And I want you to notice, that my hands are a fixed distance. I don't know how big my hands are, but they cannot change. But I can make my angle bigger or smaller here, and what I want you to pay attention to is my fingertips and how far apart they are right now. So right now my fingertips are pretty close together, and right now my fingertips are pretty far apart. And I want you to notice the relationship between the angle and the distance. Like, this is a very small angle, and my fingertips are pretty close together. But if I make the angle bigger, then the distance also gets bigger. And that's what this is. A smaller angle makes a smaller opposite side. So this small angle here makes a small opposite side, and a big angle here makes a big opposite side. Or vice versa, if I make my fingertips come closer, the angle gets smaller. And if I make my fingertips go apart from each other, the angle gets bigger. Even Baby Shark knows this. Baby Shark, do 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 do. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. And that's it. A bigger angle makes a bigger opposite side. Smaller angle makes smaller opposite side. And we are now able to do all of this right here. First of all, always read the directions. It says to order the angle from least to greatest. A lot of times you are asked to do it the other way as well, from greatest to least. So do make sure you are doing the smallest first. So small to big. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the smallest side. And that's this one right here. If this is the smallest side, then that means this is the smallest angle. It's just directly across. The smallest side has the smallest angle. So angle N is the smallest. The next smallest side is, let's see, 24 and 21. This is the next smallest side. So if you go across from it, this will be the next smallest angle. So once again, you go straight across. So angle R. And then finally, the biggest side opposite the biggest angle. So angle Q. So that is it, smallest to biggest. So if you're very good at visualizing opposites, this is a very useful technique to use. It's just 17 across is N, 24 opposite is Q, 21 opposite is R. If you are not visual friendly, another thing you can do is say, well, the smallest was RQ. Sorry, the pen's not working. RQ. So RQ is the smallest. Keep in mind, in a triangle, if you have side RQ, the one opposite is the letter that you did not use. So it would have to be N. RQ is across from N. And if I had NQ, then the one letter I have not used yet is R, right? NQ and R. So if I have NQ, R has to be the opposite. So if I have NQ, R has to be the opposite. So that's another way to think about it if you don't like this visual. I'm a visual person, but just in case, you can always double check. Because we are talking about opposites, it's always going to be the opposite letter. And that's the same thing for the next page, right here. I have the smallest is 25, and 25 is CE. So that means the other letter D has to be it. It's the letter we didn't use yet. Next up is ED. With ED, E and D, the angle that is not there is C. So it'd be angle C. And then CD, the only letter left is E, but just to show you, 42 is CD, right? 42 is CD, so E has to be opposite, right? CE, so D has to be opposite, etc. Okay. In these ones, you have to list the sides in least to greatest again, using all three angles. But, oh no, we only know 2 angles. I guess this question is impossible. We only have 2 angles and we need 3. Let's just give up. Okay, bye-bye. All right, I'm just kidding. So if you have 2 angles in a triangle, you are able to find the third. So take a second, try to remember, maybe pause, I don't know. But if you have 2 angles, how do you find the third? And the answer is all 3 angles have to add up to 180. So if you take 180 and you subtract the 51 and the 92, you'll get whatever that last angle is. So let's do it with our handy dandy calculator. And it looks like it's 37. So this has to be 37 degrees so that all of the angles will add up to 180. And now same thing as before, I'm going to find the smallest one. So 51, 92, and 37, what's the smallest? That is angle C. So angle C is the smallest. Which, keep in mind, it's asking for the side, so this isn't the answer. I'm just kind of writing it down. The next smallest is angle B, and then angle A. So those are the smallest angles. I could do the same trick I was talking about before. If these are the angles from least to greatest, then if you use the letters that are not there, that's going to be the opposite side, because the side is not supposed to touch the angle. So if I'm saying C, then it's going to have to be A and B. If I'm saying B, then it's going to have to be A and C. And if it's A, then it's going to have to be B and C. So that has to be it, because those have to be the opposites, and the opposites are the same. You could, of course, just do the whole, I'm going to go across. So if I have 37 here, then the opposite's going to be AB. If I have B is 51, then its opposite is AC, right? So AC is opposite of B. So you can do it visually still, which is probably how I'll do the next one. I think this one's 63. I'll double check because I'm making a video. Let's see. So 57 plus 60. So subtract that from 180. Is 63. Yep, okay. So the smallest is 57. So the opposite is going to be the smallest. So RS. Next up is the 60. So its opposite is RT. Which leaves angle R as ST. Oops, not angle. There we go. And there you go. You can always double check, you know, T is the smallest, so this does not have T. Then came the S and then the R. And as you can see, once again, I know it's kind of hard because I'm using yellow, but the opposite angle is not one of the letters there. So this is not an R, this is not an S, this is not a T. Okay. Either way works. Lastly, these are just kind of understanding questions. It says to fill in with this symbol. So if you forgot, this is a less than symbol and this is a greater than. Because they always say you eat the bigger number. Nom 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 nom. Because you eat bigger things, this would be the smallest and this would be the bigger because you're eating the bigger number. Like 2 and 7, you'd have it this way because it's eating the bigger number. Nom 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 nom. Or you could have 14 and 3, then you would have this symbol because the 14 is bigger and you eat the bigger number. Okay. So it's saying what is bigger, QR or RS? So let's go QR and RS. So all you got to do is, once again, just go and compare the angles, the opposite angle. And it's just whichever angle is bigger, that's the bigger side. These little marks right here are showing these are the same lengths, and this is obviously its own same length. So all you have to do is compare the angles. Here, it looks like the yellow angle is bigger, so the yellow side is bigger. Done. I like colors. If you're not using colors, you'll have to think a bit more than that. So maybe I'll do one without colors. But colors make it a lot easier, because I can just say yellow. But if I was going here with FJG, 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 that's talking about this angle right here. And HJG, 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 this one right here. So we're comparing these two angles. So I'm trying really hard not to use colors here, but okay, so I'll mark that with 2 instead of 1 to show they're different. It's going to be the same thing. 12 is smaller, so 13 is bigger, so this one is bigger. So this one was bigger, because that was my second one. So I'll use a bigger than symbol, or sorry, a less than symbol. This angle is less than that one, because this length is less than that one. Okay, so there we go. Like I said, I recommend just pausing for a second, seeing if you can do that problem here. So pause it, try it. Okay, let's see. The smallest is 5, so across from that is G. Next up is the 6. Across from that is H. And then the 11 across from that is J. So that is the correct least to greatest. Okay, go ahead, pause these and try them. Let's see, the smallest is 24. So X is the smallest. Next up is 25. So Y is next. And then 27, opposite is Z. X, Y, Z. For this next one, I'll use a calculator. To get 58. I'm sorry, 54. So 48 is the smallest, so this is the smallest, ML. Then is 54. So that's MN. So then finally 78 is LN. And this next one, to find the third angle, minus 118 minus 28 is 34. So the smallest is 28. So that'll be the opposite side, which is HK or KH, whichever. Next up is the 34, which is KJ or JK. I'm going to do JK because it makes me laugh. Just kidding. Which means HJ is the only thing left across from the 118. Let's see, AB and CD. So CD is opposite this. AB is opposite that. So it looks like yellow is bigger. So yellow is bigger. I forgot. So yellow is bigger. And for QSP, that's QSP. And QSR would be this angle right here. So its opposite is 5, and its opposite is 6. So 6 is bigger than 5, so yellow is bigger. And there you go. Okay. Yeah, that's how you do it with colors. That's how I like to do it with colors. But, you know, you can always just do the whole, this is 68, so this is 68 kind of thing. Or this is the bigger, this is smaller. Or this versus that. You could say this is the smaller, this is the bigger. Kind of like that. Okay, so that's it. That's everything. I'm going to stop talking. Have a good one.